Hello everyone, welcome to the broadcast. RBI governors announced the policy today. Governor's statement. Decisions and deliberations of the Monetary Policy Committee, MPC. The Monetary Policy Committee, MPC, met on 3rd, 5th, and April 6, 2023, and assessed the macroeconomic situation and its outlook. It decided unanimously to assess the macroeconomic situation and its outlook. It decided unanimously to keep the policy repo rate unchanged at 6.5% in this meeting with readiness to act, should the situation so warrant. Consequently, the Standing Deposit Facility, SDF, rate will remain unchanged at 6.25% and the Marginal Standing Facility, MSF, rate and the bank rate at 6.75%. The MPC also decided by a majority of 5 out of 6 members to remain focused on withdrawal of accommodation to ensure that inflation progressively aligns with the target, while supporting growth. Let me emphasize that the decision to pause on the repo rate is for this meeting only. Movements in bond yields, fall in equity markets and the US dollar shedding its gains from its peak of September 2022. The MPC will not hesitate to take further action as may be required in its future meetings. To recapitulate the actions taken so far, we have increased the policy repo rate cumulatively by 250 bps in the last 11 months starting May 2022. This was preceded by the introduction of the Standing Deposit Facility, SDF, at a rate 40 bps higher than the fixed rate reverse repo. Thus, the effective rate hike since April last year has been 290 bps. These increases have been fully transmitted to the overnight weighted average call money rate, WACR, the operating target of monetary policy, which has gone up from daily average of 3.32% in March 2022 to 6.52% in March 2023. It is now necessary to evaluate the cumulative impact of these rate hikes. Under these circumstances, we have to be extremely prudent in our actions. We have always been very watchful and have adopted a calibrated and balanced approach and will continue to do so. When we started the rate cut cycle in February 2019 to provide support to growth, the CPI inflation was around 2% too and the policy repo rate was 6.5%. Now, the policy rate is 6.5%, but inflation is 6.4%, February 2023. Overall, inflation is above the target and given its current level, the present policy rate can still be regarded as accommodative. Hence, the MPC decided to remain focused on withdrawal of accommodation. Assessment of growth and inflation. As stated earlier, India's real gross domestic product, GDP, is expected to have recorded a growth of 7% in 2022 to 23. Hence, economic activity remains resilient. On the supply side, Rabi food grains production is estimated to increase by 6.2% in 2022 to 23. PMI manufacturing remained robust at 56.4 in March, recording expansion for the 21st consecutive month due to favorable domestic demand. Services sector activity exhibited buoyancy. PMI services remained in expansion zone at 57.8 in March, driven by favorable demand conditions and new business gains. Aggregate demand conditions were resilient in Q4 of 2022 to 23, even as private consumption showed some signs of slowdown. Urban demand indicators like passenger vehicle sales and credit card spending registered robust growth in February, while CPI inflation was 2.1% in December 2018 and 2% in January 2019. The protracted geopolitical tensions and global financial market volatility pose downside risks to the outlook. Taking all these factors into consideration, real GDP growth for 2023 to 24 is projected at 6.5%, with Q1 at 7.8%, Q2 at 6.2%, Q3 at 6.1%, and Q4 at 5.9%. The risks are evenly balanced. Taking into account these factors and assuming an annual average crude oil price, Indian basket, of $85 per barrel and a normal monsoon, CPI. Inflation is projected to moderate to 5.2% for 2023 to 24, with Q1 at 5.1%, Q2 at 5.4%, Q3 at 5.4%, and Q4 at 5.2%. The risks are evenly balanced. Overall, our external sector indicators have improved significantly. Foreign exchange reserves have rebounded from $524.5 billion on October 21, 2022, and now stand in excess of $600 billion taking into account our forward assets. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to channel, like and share. Namaskar and Jai Hind.